tones, what are they? And how are they related to the work that I do? We're talking about frequencies of information that I tap into. And some people are going to start to wonder, why is Brenda on the screen at this point? Usually in the moment, if there's something important that comes across the screen, I'll click on it, right? How many people want to know what's happening in the moment? Well, in essence, it would have been about less than 10 minutes ago that I heard the angel vibrations, right? It could be of a different kind of source, but it is those source of visions from those higher level understandings that tell me to tune in. And in essence, one of the things that I was often instructed to do was to notice which side of my ear, like it doesn't matter which side the vibration is in. It is an understanding that I am to tune in and figure out what the heck is going on. Okay. Usually there is some notable event that will happen. Now, if it is for me, I'm willing to allow that vision to come through. It could be very interesting. Scottsdale, Arizona is being uplifted in this moment, right? There are many people who are thinking this is the vision of someone trying to portray Jesus as less than or God as worse than soul. That's not the vision that I hold for anybody. What I do understand is the nature of how my soul communicates with me. And those visions are very much of a higher source of wisdom. Universal understanding is almost always involved in those visions of tones. Now, in essence, I was indeed on a phone call with my mother at the time. I will call you back, Mom. Right? That's what I said. I've got to tune in. I write in my diary when and where I am when that vision comes through. There is a vision of those who are in a certain state who are going to be involved in an accident of some sort, correct? Not even close. There was one vision brought through for me about a potential down the road, right? We're going to talk about, is it all about future? No, this is the nature of often those visuals of events that may or may not impact the lives of those I love. I know of a family who are in another state on another trip, correct? But in essence, the majority of the time that I heard those visions of love from that high of a vibration, it often was of a national headline that comes through. And in essence, the blessings are with us. The headlines will read for Biden on the interdimensional soul level understanding. How many people want to hit those visions of the outer dimensional visions? Do you carry the angels in your heart or in your mind? Most people understand I have brought through those visions and they are strong. Let me take my time to tune into that vision of love as a guide and say, this may or may not suit the purpose of my heart. But if I am to deem myself of love for all, I would say I honor all, even those who don't agree with my personal belief systems. Those of you who are on that path of love for all, you do understand the nature of religion as all-encompassing for the majority of people, correct? How many people are of that vision of, I just want to vibrate in a certain vision of love for Jesus? You want to tap into the nature of Jesus, you will hear the loving message of Jesus. You want to hear the vision of a societal impact video that comes across the screen, then you know where to go. Condoleezza Rice is on the line saying there's a tragic event that will occur in the moment. However, my ability to come through with hearts is to say, now I know I must inform the vision of someone I know and love that their hearts are going to be held it's like in the arms of the angels. My vision does not discriminate for those who are either of love or hate. Do you want to hear from the vibration of the killer of a soul? Defined by who and what? It is not meant to be a warning system in all entirety. Some of us will use this vision to start to unwind our own ideas about who we think we are. I don't vibrate in the vision of love. That's what some people of religion will bless me with. Because in my mind, I will say thank you. That lets me know I took off that vibration of conditioning that I wasn't really brought here to bring through. I can bring it through. It's the beauty of that soul. But in the essence of those vibrational energies that I hold on to very, very, very strong in my heart, universal wisdom goes outside of the nature of just one faith. That's why I can do the vision of love. Hallelujah, right? People are hearing those visions. Just because you're in the vision of love does not mean that you don't get tragic news sometimes, right? How many people know I'm trying to head off an accident in my mind, but I know in fact that vision was just brought to me here. So I must inform a vision of their hearts. I am colliding with the religious souls on my heart. These visions of those that are in another state are of the faith of majority. She holds visions for love for all. And that's why her guide would come through and say, I can give you the beauty of her message. It is of private. So I want to thank you for your vision of love. We will honor the vision of being of peace for those souls who need that vision of prayer, of love, of guidance. Please bring down the visions of those souls who need to have their wisdom brought through on the fly. It is of a tragic nature. Honor your hearts, honor your souls, and let me try to prevent this one thing from taking place. Honor that vision for me. Let me know what your vision is when you hear the tragic news of a plane crash in D.C. at some point. These are the visions of those souls who would say, I wish I had someone like you on my side. Okay. The plane crash in D.C., we know that's of past. It is still there, creating from that vision of terrorist. We hold those visions of others in our hearts with hatred, right? Not even close. For the majority of us, that's your mindset. To be hatred in your heart would mean you're not following in the vision of love for those souls who guided you to that place of worship. Most understand that nature and understand they can be whoever they deem themselves to be if they're in the vision of God. Jesus, however, is a whole different story. Now, in essence, that plane crash in D.C. is having another effect on somebody in my sphere. They are holding grudges against that faith. In honesty, some of us do have those visions of hatred. And I may or may not be able to tap into the wisdom of what they honestly thought about that vision of destruction. When I come to this vision of hatred, many are unaligned with their true calling. They are unaligned with their true beauty coming through in the moment. I thought I knew best for me. I thought I knew best for my family. I thought I knew best for my friends. Do you want to see the tragedy play out on the screen of another 911? That's where the president is imagining his heart. Okay? In his vision of hatred, he's creating that vision of destruction without even understanding why he kills those souls in his mind. He's got the power to do the vision. How many pray to God that he doesn't push a button or pull a trigger? See, for him, it's not about what's right or wrong. We have an international escalation of events that may play out in the vision of love. No more diving into the deep end with Brenda. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the fucking kitchen. And that's my vision. And I'm here to say it. We have problems in this country. It's all over the globe. But in essence, we are the freedom fighters, right? This is our souls creating this creative dynamic together. Stop the hate of other cultures. Embrace the view of beauty from within. Because when you lash out at others, in essence, it's a lashing out of all. You have to get that through your heads. My vision is of love, but I have hatred in my mind. This is where our souls will come in and kill the vision of destruction. You honor that vision of love. You honor that vision of, I have hatred in my mind, not in my heart. There's no hatred in the hearts. You have created that vision in your mindsets only. And by doing so, you do understand the destructive nature of how many people walk with their soul and don't ever know the difference between a heart-centered soul, a loving, caring guide, and the beauty of destruction. That's another level of understanding that her vision can go into. Because in essence, that's the nature of Jesus, right? I am of Christ. I soul searched my whole life. That's why I am where I am, and my visions of love don't have any value to the majority of people, in essence, until they start to open their eyes to the nature of their hearts. Our minds are filled with hate. Does that play out on the screen? It's not in the screen, people. It's in your minds. Stop creating diversity issues in your minds. We create political ideologies in our minds. We create helpless victims in our hearts. Those are the ones that we look out for. And those visions of those souls who died on that plane would often come through in the vision of, I didn't know what happened. Right? Or I didn't know how. I don't know how it happened. I remember being above the air. And then I was gone. Do you want to know what it's like to feel the vision of your soul coming through in the strength of a soldier who died on the ground during that blast? That's the mediumship, right? Most people don't understand. Our souls create from various levels of understanding. I can get you to that level of understanding. This is the soul of the soul. It's not their version as they were in this plane. I'm not here to do that vision. I'm here to get us out of the mindset of it. The mediums of the world are beautiful in their visions. They often bring through those loving, caring soul sessions for those souls who are still dealing with the grief. And that vision is why we're here. We're here to unwind the vision of those of us who think we know what's best for everyone else, not just here in this country, but on this planet. You want to go to international understanding, right? International understanding, right? That's beautiful. How many people would just want to vibrate in the beauty of God, and then they get to deny the vision of where their actual visions are taking us? Let's think about that vision for a second. Do you want to live in a world where we all believe in the heavenly realms? And yes, we're beautiful and we get to reside there. How many of you want to reside in the heavenly realms too soon, right? It was too soon for my heart. I wasn't ready to die. So why am I not in this vision of love? We create the vision of diversity for the beauty of it. And it's almost like it's almost discarded as a vision of love. We go back to the vision of 1 unit of blood a day is being lost by those who cannot donate anymore because of their family tree. How many people are going to be losing blood and needing it? This is where the charity events are starting to happen. At some point, we're going to honor those visions of those souls who were losing a lot of blood and want to reject that vision. I have to honor the vision of suicide as well. Do you want to hear those visions of those souls that I try to coax off the ledge, so to speak? In my soul, they know. Okay? That's the vision of those souls who want to go down the process of soul embodiment. You are not all in the vision of guidance for others. Do not be afraid of your vision of beauty. Now, honesty is the best policy. But in essence, think about your intentions. There are many people who claim that they have the best of intentions. This is about that vision. You will honor the vision of Christ, soul embodiment, Jesus, right? What about all of the other visions of love? People are reacting to the vision of love. If they talk about another vision, people get triggered. That's your cue. It's a nationwide inventory of supplies. We're getting low on blood. So we're going to honor the vision of let's all try to do our part, envision our loving, caring souls, donating what we can. We have a national crisis on the line. And it is beyond her understanding now what's happening. Okay, her soul will come through with her and tell her she's doing just fine. Embody the soul of who? And tell them that vision of crisis can kick you in the butt. So please honor the vision of letting us deal with our hearts. When you come to the vision of vision, you might want to pay attention to your own mind. I'm not here to pass on views of hatred for anybody, but there is a definite difference in those who claim they love everybody and those who are trying to work out their issues, right? Sometimes I come on the screen, in essence, to tell you the vision is of love. So now I must honor my own vision of trying to help souls who I love in my heart, but sometimes in my mind I'm not with them. And hopefully prevent something else happening. The Jesus souls will honestly say, oh, let's bow our heads and pray. Brenda says, I walk with their hearts already. I hear their visions. So I know when their souls are calling out to me. That's who I am. I get told when Jesus is taking care of a certain soul, and I embody the vision of light to spread it to the others that are not in that vision of their being caretaken. Others don't understand that vision. A perpetrator of a crime, he's in the arms of Jesus. The other ones, where are they? I got no word for it. Guess what I did? I surrounded them with my own vision of light. Jesus was with all souls. There's no doubt about that. In that vision of it, if you are in that belief system of it. I do my own vision of light work for those souls who need it. So I have to do the work with those souls, including my own, who know how to bring forth the message of love. So I want to honor the vision of hearts that say this isn't a good thing for her, is it? You would not understand the strength and beauty that it takes to hear the messages of school children dying in the moment. and not knowing where. So in this vision, it was of a general understanding of the nature of the hatred that sometimes can come through when we think we have the right answers for this country. When we think we have the right answers for this globe. People need to it's like the art of heart. We're going to start delving into the vision of that. How do I get into my heart? Because I don't want to be that kind of person. Okay, we all have beauty in our minds. Okay, you're not going to get the vision of judgment thrown your way. Those who are on that plane definitely felt like they were being betrayed by somebody, because I sure as heck didn't expect to be called to my place of worship at that day, right? It's not about bringing them through. It's about learning the lesson of love and bringing ourselves to a place of why are we attracting, right? The tragedy that we do. We create our own problems for the most part in this country. We are stacking the deck against other tribal nations as well. Those visions are strong. How many people respect the visions of my nation was under attack by this country? And I'm a sovereign nation in the eyes of the law. Okay? So we have to think about these visions of who has the rights in this world. Those who dominate and conquer? Why? Because we can. And yet when someone tries to, what? Conquer? Divide and conquer. That's where this nation is. We are under dividing and conquering. That's the view of most. Right? Not even close. Most of us are in our hearts the majority of the time. Really. But we pretend that we are when it comes to other faiths and cultures. We align with those who look like us most often. This is the reality of the world that we live in. This is many people. It's not the heart and soul of America, in essence, but that's where a lot of people are taking us. Now, those of you who understand the vision would say, I thought this was an emergency broadcast system. It is we're going to honor the vision and let Brenda get off the phone and send a message to her sister-in-law. Because in essence, I have visions of that one as well. My family, who sees me as beautiful, says, please send out the warning and the white flag. We need to be putting out more white flags for those of us who are in our hearts and in our minds. This is not about trying to bully people into believing. It's about an honest understanding of what it can be like for someone like me. Okay? I don't hear everything because I'm not meant to hear everything. My mom went to the emergency room yesterday. She is just fine. But did I hear that vision? I was not aware of it. Okay? It was not life-threatening in the moment. So I want to honor your hearts. Thank you for your vision of love, for understanding the pressures and the expressions that love comes through for our souls. I'm trying my best to warn those of those things that we can indeed choose different. The path of love can always ride a different ride. I don't have to go down the path of tragedy. I can go down the path of love. And in essence, we're all held in the hearts and minds of not only those heavenly beings, but of the angels in waiting. That's our souls creating together, right? We are part of that process and that plan. For those of you who want to be on a different plan where you can actually make a change, you know where to go. So thank you again. Honor your hearts, your minds, and your souls. May the wisdom of love find its way to your heart. Take care and have a great evening.